Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Just got to tell you some stuff. You know, I have spent a lot of time talking about God. I've talked about peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and dreams fulfilled. I talked about everybody having those essentials, basically, for survival, everyone. Food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. And a means of justifying having those access is working, playing a part in the creative process. And that, my friend, is the mother of peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and those things that I mentioned to you. Now, we've gone through what we've gone through as people of color and black folks and poor people. We've gone through this at least for 400 years or more. We've gone through much more, but we're just identifying the last 400 years of it. And during this period of time, we recognize the fact that it's not going to stop unless someone who is receiving it makes it stop. So, and when I look at the chaos that's happening in America today, and I can see all people coming out from under the woodwork showing some compassion, empathy, and some kind of affection for one another. And at the same time, I can see people expressing so many vows of hate and animosity. And then I'm reminded that the President of the United States come to the American people and say, let's make America great again, inferring to all white people that white men we're gonna under Donald Trump's leadership, white men, rich white men, was gonna take back control of America, money, and his ignorance about coming in and just dismantling America as it is today. And anything that black folks have touched will be sanitized. Well, so I've concluded this, ladies and gentlemen. If we're going to do, if we're going to do right, there's only one way to do right. You see, and that's to make sure that these gifts that I have just mentioned to you are shared by everybody in America. And hopefully, well, we're not giving a hope that it works for the rest of the world. We're just going to hope it works for us. I'm convinced that when it does, then the world will see it. But other than that, we're just talking, like people talking about the Bible. It's all talk until you make it happen. And you're not looking for anything outside of this world that you can put your hands on to touch it and make any change magical happen. Anything that happens is going to happen from us. And I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in order to get freedom and peace, we got to put this thing right. We got to make it right. Now, what does that mean? I'm just going to tell you straight up. And you listen to me real good, because I'm not jiving. And this is what it's going to take. And when America ever is delivered from this stuff, this is what's going to happen. Remember, my friends, I don't care what you've been taught in school books and what you've heard in movies and everything. This is a fact. This earth was made by a power that you can't see, can't touch, and can't feel. Not only that, you can't conjure it up in your emotion. But it's here. So it's a power. But we don't know where it is, what it looks like, or nothing. We've heard people talk about it, but we don't know anything except that the earth is here. And within this earth, there are resources that have been used to do everything that man has so far come up wanting to do. And then, those guys are still imagining, and it seems as if the earth still is right there to meet their every demand. That's a gift from a power that we can't see, can't touch, and can't feel. Then, amazingly, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, all of us as human beings on this earth, all of us Americans are in America on this earth. And there's something common about us that tells us that we're, in one way or another, we are connected. Even with the other animals, with snakes and everybody else, we are connected. In that in order to survive, we need food, we need shelter. We need education in order to progress. We need health care in order to survive. And we need a job to make sure that there's enough of all of this, that none of us have to suffer from a lack thereof. And then from there, that's the basic essential process for anything that we would love to do. And my friends, that means that these people who have stolen, and I'm going to tell you just like it is, everybody that got their name on oil and on land did it. They stole it. They tricked you to believe it. Now, when I say stole it, I don't care whether they try to pull a wool over your head or did it by signing a contract. It's wrong. It's immoral. It's legal, but it's immoral. It's wrong. Why is it wrong? Because you can't own something that you can't make. Own, that's just like you grabbing a Picasso. You might have bought it and try to claim it for that reason, but it ain't yours. It's really the author, the painter. That's who it belongs to. Well, you can share in it, but now when you buy with money, then usually the only one can share in it is the one who paid the money. But if you just make it public, everybody can share in it. Ain't that good? Now let me go and say what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen. That means basically that everything that we use, that people got their name on, claiming as their own, we're going to have to reclaim it. Now, that might sound strange to you. I don't give a heck if it does. It's the truth. You're going to have to reclaim it as God's gift to humankind. You're going to have to reclaim it as God's gift to humankind. And every little gift that each of us got that plays a part in the participation of creating all of these goods and services. Say, for instance, the computer. The computer, that knowledge came from God through some individuals for the purpose of doing all of those things that it does or they do. For the people, not for money, and for those who got money, for those who need the service and want the service. That's what it's for. It's a gift from God, so you can have computers, you can have telephones, like the Apple, if that's what you want. Don't let nobody tell you just because you got the things that God has gifted you with is wrong. No, my friends, don't worry about that lie. Anything that exists in America or in the world, really, it is a gift from God. Now, if you want it and can't access it, it's because the devil is standing in your way. Yes, right. The devil is standing in your way. Now, what does that mean? That means there will be no billionaires unless everybody's a billionaire. There will be no millionaires unless everybody's a millionaire. And there will be no poverty unless everybody's experiencing poverty. And you can call it socialism. You can call it whatever you want. I call it God. I call it the great God. Just like the earth, the great God. When you see peace and prosperity and freedom and people living in peace like they're in heaven, I call it the great God. And the devil don't like it. So ladies and gentlemen, every day I wake up, some mornings I get up, I don't have anything to say. But some strange reason I find myself saying something anyway. So I'm going to make a commitment between now and the presidential election. Every day I'm going to remind you that Donald Trump, Republican Party, and those white men are trying to turn everybody into slaves. Women take away your votes. That's why Trump can go play with you down there, and everybody else do. They go to jail or have to lose their job. Trump get a plaque. So what I'm saying to you, now, peace is predicated on justice. So that means it's not really a complicated thing. Here we go. The system is already set up that produce food. The system is already set up that produce clothing and shelter. Those systems are already set up. The education system is already set up. The healthcare system is already set up. Infrastructure systems are already set up. Transportation, these systems are already set up. What we have to do is make them more effective. And how do you make them more effective? By engaging more people in employment, putting people to work so they can earn their heaven. And working is the only thing that you got to do as far as earning that heaven, as far as material stuff is concerned. You don't need any money. Now, as I said, the current systems work. You want some, whatever you want, food, clothing, and shelter, what do you do right now in order to get it? You either order it, go and you order it. One way or another, you order it. Whether it's on the computer, have it delivered to you, or you go in and get it. This time, you can do the same thing. You just don't have to pay money. And nobody had to be marking a chip in you because there will be no chips. Yes, my friends, this is the new way of living. You call this making America beautiful. Making America beautiful when everybody is shining and they're ragged, what you call dead flowers and dead weeds and grass that's hanging around there has been made beautiful. So I think that's enough for me to say right now, ladies and gentlemen. But I want you to know, every day I'm going to tell you, the Republicans ain't got nothing for you. In fact, they want to take you all straight back to your hell, where every black person will be acting like Samuel L. Jackson on Django. And I would ask you to watch Django so you can see how you don't want to be. That's a tough person, boy. Anyway, what I want you to know is that that's over. I'm telling you every day. Now, I know you're thinking Democrats and Biden, that's a brainwash too, ladies and gentlemen. You've been brainwashed to think that it's one or the other. You have been brainwashed to think it's one or the other. They can't both be bad. The hell they can't do when either one of them offer you what I just shared with you. Either one of them offer the American people, every last one of them, guarantee them food, clothing, and shelter, education, health care. Has anyone ever seriously considered pursuing that? I mean, it's easy to say. But when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that I got the power to do that, because I don't. We the people got the power. We the people got the power. We don't need a law to tell us that we got the power. We know we got the power. And so if we say stand and stand, hey, my friends, you want to stand as well. Why? Because you won't be seen. Why? Because life goes on. We're not going to let you're sitting down stop the world. No, not anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll just leave it there. The Republicans can take you nowhere but to hell. The Democrats taking you the same place slowly. Now, Democrat people, and listen to me. I know most black people are Democrats. Listen to me now. I love you and God loves you, but you're on the path to hell. And the path that I just got through sharing with you, most of you don't know anything about it, because you didn't get that in your Bible. You didn't get that from your teachers in the Bible or in school. And you did not get that from the church. This stuff that I just shared with you is basically foreign, except you have carried it over and thrown it back and forth in your own mind. But it was so far-fetched that you would be embarrassed to even say it. You'd be embarrassed for people to look at you like you guys are looking at me right now. But I'm glad you're looking at me, because I know I'm telling you some stuff, baby, that's beautiful. Your mother suffered. You suffered. Your children are going to suffer unless you change. Because you put it in the hands of the people who created America. White men, rich, do not give a stank about you. They don't give a stank about themselves. You saw that 75-year-old man got pushed over by those cops and fell down and bumped his head, and next thing he's bleeding. What did white folks do? Push the man on. Anybody had a desire to help him, push him on. That's why you have to realize, when you say whoever's in charge, you're going to bet what's going on with the one in charge. They know who they make a boss. They know exactly who to put in charge. And anybody that's trying to do the right thing, I'm talking about the real right thing, you'll never get a job in the system. Now, if you can put up with what the system is doing, you got a good chance. And if you support it, hey, you got a much better chance. But as far as trying to correct it, you got to be out of your mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I've talked almost 15 minutes. Thank you. Sorry, Nick. Tomorrow I will talk only. I won't. And another thing I want to say. From now on, I'm going to commit to this. I'm not going to talk longer than 5 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it to 4 and not longer than 5. So come back and listen to me, okay? I might have something new. Till next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.